Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
All right, we are back to read some more G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. And we have issue 10. Scarlet and Snake Eyes are in Springfield, a nice little town. This is the first appearance of Springfield as a location in the comics. And really, I think this issue is where the comic finds itself and really gets rolling. All right, let's get into this. Larry Hama is back riding and would not miss an issue again until 119. Mike Vosberg and Chick Stone are the art team. And we start off with Scarlet, Snake Eyes, and Zap on the top of a building in Manhattan. Hawk, Clutch, Short Fuse, Flash, and Rock and Roll are in the street level of the building in undercover vehicles, while Stalker, Breaker, and Grunt are going through the sewers to break into the basement. The Baroness is made aware of the intruders on the roof and in the basement. She decides to deal with the roof first. The roof opens up and Scarlet, Snake Eyes, and Zap fall through the hole. Scarlet shoots an arrow up and Snake Eyes throws a rope around it, but a sneaky Cobra Trooper comes by and cuts the rope and the Joes crash onto the floor. Another Cobra Trooper is ordered to grab their weapons before they recover. Scarlet missed the radio check. The roof team's in trouble. Take us inside, Clutch. I'm going in the front door, Hawk. And I'm not knocking. Move out, avoid the elevators, and watch out for tripwires on the stairs. If those Cobras done something to the Scarlet, they got a world of hurt coming to them. And in the basement, sheesh, you're supposed to wait until the rubble stops falling when you blow a hole through the wall. No time, we've got an infiltration team ambushed on the roof, and we've got to double time up 20 flights of stairs to relieve them. One of the many examples of the Joes having each other's backs in any mission that they go into. The Joes from the roof notice that the cell they are trapped in has curved walls. Then it starts to move, and they realize they are in an aircraft. The remaining Joes get to the roof just in time to see their friends taken away. Baroness gasses the Joes in the aircraft and knocks them out for the trip. The Joes come to in a cell on solid ground with a kid. This is our first appearance of Billy, someone to be remembered as he will come up later in the series. Scarlet is hallucinating and things are looking bleak for our Joes. The Cobra Guards discuss how Dr. Venom is drugging the prisoners with hallucinates in the drinking water. Then a pretty important panel for the future of a Real American Hero. We have Cobra Commander and Baroness looking on as Dr. Venom in his first appearance explain how the Brainwave Scanner works, a device that will become the center of many Joe stories going forward. Snake Eyes is strapped into it now. Dr. Venom hopes to be able to pull the location of the Joe's base from his mind. Scarlet and Zap are still hallucinating when a guard brings more water. Billy tells them not to drink it and shows them that the heat from the light bulb helps to clean the water. Back in the lab, Dr. Venom is beginning to get some images of memories from Snake Eyes, and through this we start to get glimpses of his past. Snake Eyes focuses on memories of his past rather than thinking about the Joe base. We see him working at a gas station, going to prom, and then the helicopter accident that would disfigure him and make him speechless. Dr. Venom is getting a little upset, but is determined to wait Snake Eyes out until he gets what he wants. As the Joe's drugs begin wearing off, Billy explains that he has been waiting for help to plan his escape. He lets them know that they are in Springfield. It used to be a nice little town. Snake Eyes is still fighting the Brainwave Scanner, and Dr. Venom gets peeks at more of his memories. He was on the last helicopter out of Saigon, and then a newspaper clipping about a family dying in a flaming car wreck. Dr. Venom finally starts to get somewhere. He sees an image of Clutch and the Vamp, the Mobat, and a missile launcher, but it is all at an ordinary motor pool, or so Dr. Venom thinks. Billy begins talking about an anti-Cobra meeting to lure the Cobra Guards into the cell, when the Joes attack and take them out. The Joes, dressed in the Cobra Guards' clothes, walk out with Billy, and they overhear that Snake Eyes is with Dr. Venom. Dr. Venom sees a glimpse of the training level of the pit in Snake Eyes' memories, but Snake Eyes quickly thinks of another painful memory as we see a funeral with several coffins. Billy begins telling the Joes about the history of Springfield and how it was a normal town until the soap people came in with their pyramid scheme. Weekly sales meetings soon turned into leadership indoctrination, and they began making everyone feel un-American if they weren't involved. People began turning on resistors, and resistors disappeared soon. Secret back rooms and underground bunkers were being built. Garages began storing Cobra tanks. The pizza parlor became a gas canister storage. Billy directs the Joes to Video World. Dr. Venom uses the basement as his lab. The arcade is full of kids who have been Cobra indoctrinated. Some are even junior officers. The kids in the arcade turn on the Joes as they have never seen them in town. Then someone recognizes Billy as a traitor. What appeared to be a video game laser, Billy informs the Joes is a real weapon. Downstairs in Dr. Venom's lab, he calls for assistance for the final phase. He is finally starting to break through Snake Eyes. He has found an image of Hawk. But then Snake Eyes' vital signs begin to become erratic. Snake Eyes appears to be nearly dead just as an alarm goes off that there are intruders in the arcade. Dr. Venom runs for the stairs. Then we see Snake Eyes' memory of ninja training, where he learned to slow his heartbeat and breath to the point he would appear dead. The very real laser in action as the kids are trying to take out the Joes and Billy. Dr. Venom sees what is going on and decides the junior officers have it under control and returns downstairs. They get downstairs and Snake Eyes is dead. They pull him out of the Brainwave Scanner and decide they will start on Scarlet next, once the kids have her under control. But Snake Eyes is not dead at all. He takes out the Cobra Trooper and Dr. Venom, grabs the Cobra weapon, and heads for the stairs. Scarlet, Zap, and Billy are cornered when Snake Eyes appears. He shoots out the electrical box. They slip out the door and jump in their car. Billy gets them directions to the airfield, and they're out of there. The Joes find the aircraft they came in on, take out some Cobra Troopers with ease, and tie them up. They take the Cobra pilot hostage and board the aircraft. The Joes attempt to bring Billy with them, but he refuses. His family is here, and this is his home. He has to help his parents fight against Cobra. The Joes tell Billy they will be back with help. They then tell the pilot to take them back to New York. As Scarlet and Zap are discussing the fact that they don't know where they are and they have an uncooperative pilot, that pilot slowly pulls out a hidden gun, but Snake Eyes mows him down and damages several of the controls as well. Clutch takes the stick and attempts to keep them level. They make it near New York and parachute out of the plane. Scarlet lands on the Hulk, or someone dressed as the Hulk. The Joes take the bus to Staten Island. And that is issue 10. Wow. Larry was gone for a couple issues, and he came back locked and loaded. This issue was full of huge story elements that will resonate through the comics for years. A great adventure for our Joes, but really all the story threads left open make it finally feel like the book is taking us somewhere. We get introduced to Springfield and some of the backstory of how Cobra came into power. We meet Dr. Venom and the Brainwave Scanner, which will be a story element for hundreds of issues going forward. We also get to see some of Snake Eyes' troubled past, and also, for the first time, a mention of his ninja training. Up to this point, he has just been a commando, but now we are set to have Snake Eyes, as we know it, come into full power with his ninja abilities. My favorite panel from this issue is Snake Eyes kicking in the door to the arcade and saving his friends at just the right time. This issue really feels like the beginning of so much to come. I can't wait to continue the read-through from here. I can't say enough good things about this issue, and I'm going to have a first here and give this issue 5 flag points. That is issue 10, knowing is half the battle, and now you know. So subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video where we will dive into issue 11, which has a lot of first appearances in it.
So long from Brian. Until next time, same Brian time, same Brian channel.